2007. How do you feel you played when you look back on that?
I think those seasons weren't the best of the season. '06 wasn't too bad. We obviously had a good run, but '07 was a horrible season, as everybody knows. But for my own personal play, I think that more or less I wasn't in tune with my fundamentals. It was more or less trying to just use my strength and those things like that. In this day and age, with everybody being freaks and being just as strong as you and everything like just as fast as you got to get back to the fundamentals, and that's the way you beat people. And like I said, once you have those things in, plays are either going to come to you or you're going to be putting yourself in a position to make those plays. So, I mean, that's the biggest thing that I learned when Coach Carl got here.
What about in terms of like effort? I mean, how would in motor and on a play-to-play basis, what's changed since I guess since the new coach?
I've definitely matured in that aspect of going hard every single play. Not saying I didn't go hard, but I found a new level to play at and reach for. And Coach Pelini always says, you'll never fathom how much more you can grow. And with them coming here, I've seen that I can grow that much more, and not only technique-wise, but effort-wise. You can always play harder than you may think you're being hard. You may think you're getting ready to pass out, but until you pass out, you still got some in you to keep going that much more harder. And it's things like that, and those words of coming out of his mouth, and you kind of going through it during the hot days of 115-degree index and stuff like that. When you get through those things, you finally realize that you have that. What he's saying is not a lie. You just kind of got to see it and take your time and get through it personally, and then you start to see that you can play that much more harder.
Was there a stretch of last season where you felt you played your best football? Was it late?
Yeah, I'd definitely say towards the second half of the season, after getting a chance to more or less really take it to heart and have my technique and stuff being second nature to me, I could kind of see where I can cheat things and where I can take and do different things like that. So yeah, definitely towards the second half of the season, you definitely got I got a feel personally of how to play within the system.
As a unit, do you feel like towards the end of last season y'all started living up to the black shirt tradition and legacy?
I mean, that's a tough tradition to live up to, and we're definitely going to keep working to it, but I don't think we were at it like the 97 and 95, 94 team, but I think we're on our way up to it, and yeah, I'd say we were close to it, but we weren't at it. I mean, we still had mistakes, even though we were coming out with wins, and there were good wins, but I mean, definitely still had growth up as a unit.
With all these spreads nowadays, is it possible to even live up to that same kind of standard now?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, because the defensive, like I said, they've changed a little bit, but more or less they're going to be the same. And they've only spread out your defense to where the front four really doesn't change. That's not going to really change too much. But for the secondary, obviously there's going to be changes because you're going to have 5 wideouts sometimes, and sometimes you only have 2. So things like that, they change. But for the front four, I don't see much change.
When you watch the NFL draft, what went through your mind?
Nothing for me personally. I'm looking for Cody Glenn. I'm looking for Zach Fowler. Looking for Matt Slauson and stuff like that. I'm not really worried about looking for where'd the first NFL defensive tackle go from college. It doesn't matter to me. I'm not in the draft. I don't really. It's interesting to see. I know who it was, but I mean, it's not a huge thing for me. That could possibly be me. If it is, it is. If it's not, it's not. I'm gonna keep working.
You didn't think you'd have gone higher?
I wasn't in the draft. It's all speculation.
Was that a big part of why you came back? You want to be one of those guys that bridges the gap to that, back to where the black shirts were?
Yeah, I definitely want to be a part of that. Definitely want to be a part of.
We've seen plenty of changes.
Yeah, no, it definitely had a whole spectrum, and it's been good though. It's been a great experience. You know, the university's awesome, and you know, both staffs have given me stuff I can take into life or football or whatever you want to put it as. And so I've learned a lot since I've been here. It's been real good for me.
What do you expect to see this year out of the line? You got some guys back, but also you got some big holes to replace as well.
Yeah, we got some guys we need to replace, but we got some guys who can do it, and that's what's big for us. We got strong guys coming back in Keith and Smitty, and they're going to be real big for us. But coming back, the right guard, we got Ricky coming in, and he's got that intensity, and maybe not the size to play Sloss, but maybe what he lacks in size he make up for in the spirit he's got in there. So he'll be fine. And Marcel's replacing. There we go. Marcel replacing Leiden's pretty good. I mean, Marcel's a technician, great athlete, and he's got awesome footwork, and so I think he'll be a really good player.
What do you make of the guy you're going to be replacing? You're going to be snapping Bolt, a new guy this year, and Zach Lee. What are folks going to see from him?
Zach's a great athlete. I really think Zach has a ton of ability, and he really understands the offense real well, and he orchestrates it a great way. In the spring, he did a great job orchestrating the offense, and I see him even improving even more in the summer drills. So I think it'll be good.
Is he a different kind of quarterback than Joe Gans?
Well, they have similar styles. Both, athletic, good feet. They both have, Zach's got a great arm, but their personalities are real different. Joe was kind of more, let's do this, let's go. And Zach's kind of like, hey, what's up, guys? He's real upbeat, kind of goofy, but he understands what needs to be done, knows how to do it.
I suppose the key for you guys now just to take the next step after the big improvements you made last year.
Yeah, that's definitely what you got to do. Take one game at a time, but really we got to just achieve the next thing and take the next step in what we want to accomplish.
Jacob, you said you expect Ricky Henry to be the number one at right guard?
Coming in, going in. As camp progresses, anything can happen. Caputo did such a great job in the spring. He really made it to where he deserves to be on the field, and he will play. And but right now, where the most likely situation is, I'd say Caput and Rick will be kind of competing, at different positions, but whoever the coach is going to put the best five on the field, or whatever makes the best line, and so. Be it Caput at center and myself at guard, or Ricky at guard, myself at center. We'll see, what happens as it progresses. But right now, going into camp, it'll be probably Ricky at guard.
It seemed this spring that
Collins and Lester, they're doing very well as well. We're all pretty much in the same boat. We're learning from each other, and it comes down to competition and how much we push each other. And so far, we've done that a great deal this year.
With Joe though gone, obviously what he brought last year to the game, how different will this team be though, not having that proven passer? You guys lost a couple top receivers too. How much pressure on you guys?
Not too much. If you'd be in our 7-on-7 competitions we have, Zach Lee has been absolutely phenomenal. We're taking shots down the field this summer, and he has an explosive arm. The deep threats are there a lot more than we did last year. Marcus Mendoza moved to wide receiver, and he's doing a phenomenal job there. Brandon Kinney's a great addition. He's explosive as well. So wide receivers are actually, as a whole group, better. But, they're going to have to go out there and improve it.
So this wide open offense people got used to, they can look to see it some more, I guess.
Absolutely. And, there's receivers out there now in position where they can catch it and start moving around.
How much did the momentum of last year, the way you guys ended up? 4 straight wins. You guys see in 6 or 7. How much momentum can that carry on?
Oh, it carried a great deal into the way we approached our winter workouts, and the way we approached our winter workouts when it's a spring, and then it just keeps building off that. So it was a building block. It was real foundational.
Are your skill guys better in space as far as if Zach gets around the corner or Mike McDaniel on the receivers?
Yeah, I believe so.
How do you pounce on that, or how do you capitalize on that?
It's up to how the receivers do if they're going to block. The thing about the receiving core we had last year was they were proven blockers. We're going to have to develop that with the guys we have now. But skill-wise, they can move around.
Roy, with Marlon gone, and you're an outside runner, but are you going to try and take up the middle more and let you put on some more weight?
It's up to the play call. Yeah, I'll do whatever they ask.